Hello and welcome back to my OOTP 20 series here with the Toronto Blue Jays. Things are getting tense. It is September 1st. We are 76 and 57. We are one game ahead in our division, 1.5 games ahead of the Rays, and 5 games ahead of the Red Sox, who have fallen off a little bit. But if we take a look at the wild card race, you can see the Yankees and Astros are neck and neck. The Tampa Bay Rays out of the playoffs at this moment, a half a game back. And then you can see even the Tigers 3.5 back, the Red Sox 4 back. So it is really all very tight here in early September. Do have some bad news on the injury front, though. We have 2 main injuries. One is Zach Granite, who fractured his finger, and he will be on the DL for 2 weeks. And Luciano, who unfortunately, his season is over with an elbow strain. It's actually his second elbow injury, significant elbow injury in the last 2 years, so that's not good. But if we take a look at some of the stats here, basically Chris Sale dominating. Andrew Triggs has been moved into the starting rotation after the injuries I just talked about. Otherwise, I think our bullpen's looking good. Kikuchi is struggling, really has continued to struggle as the season goes on, and in fact, his strikeout rate has decreased, so that's something we'll have to talk about in the offseason. I don't think have to re-sign him. Actually, he's got a player option, so fortunately, we do have to re-sign him. That was kind of a risk with Kikuchi, although I didn't think he would fall off this quickly. Anyway, if we take a look at our offense, just like we talked about before, it's Guerrero and Bichette leading the way. They already have a 6-WAR season. Biggio also having a really nice season over at second base, and then you can see Yu falling off a little bit, but I mean still a significantly above average player. I actually forget how long of a contract he signed. Yeah, kind of long, so not that we're all in on this year, but you know, we definitely have some aging veterans. Really, Kai, unfortunately, has not been able to turn it around, hitting .226, OPS plus of 81. I mean, I really thought he was better than this, and certainly the ratings will tell you that he's better than this, but just has not put it together. But anyway, let's take a look at the schedule here. You can see we are facing the Rays and the Yankees very much toward the end of the season, and we even end the season against the Rays. So we'll either have the opportunity to gain ground or lose ground, depending on how things go. But I think I'm going to sim ahead until this series with the Red Sox. So now we retake the division lead. And very importantly, too, we're really separating ourselves from the Yankees. We're going to have so many games against the Yankees and Rays coming up. Oh my gosh. So unfortunately, we get swept by the Mets. So we have now lost 5 of our last 6 games heading into Tampa Bay. We're still only a game and a half back, though. So this will be a big series. We're starting the series with Chris Sale on the mound. Pitch is not that great, and unfortunately, we lose by a run. We got to end the slide. We really don't want to fall back any farther. With Luzardo, we do pull off the victory 3-1. I'll definitely play these games as it gets a little closer, but I think we still have a while to go. Let's see how Kikuchi can finish out against the Rays. This would take us within half a game if we can win. And we do win, 5-3, so within half a game of Tampa Bay. Definitely keeping it interesting here. Now we move on to Chicago. It's another bad team. Really got to beat up on these bad teams, and unfortunately we lose the first game and the second game. We really cannot get swept here, and we do pull off the win, so we're 1.5 back. The Yankees, you can see, let's take a look at a standings update. They are 5 games back of the Rays, 3.5 games behind us. So I don't want to say we have a bit of a cushion because now we've got a 3-game series with the Yankees, but if we can take 2 out of 3 from them in this series, I think we'll be pretty much good to go because it's just 6 games left. With that in mind, we've got Luzardo on the mound here for game 1, and unfortunately we're going to lose that first game 5-1 with Kikuchi next, and we lose again 5-1. The Yankees really catching up here, but we can still salvage something if we can get a win from Rodriguez. Unfortunately, we get swept. That is a nightmare. So right now we are 87 and 72. We've got 3 games left in the season. You can see the Rays are 3 games ahead of us. So if we were to catch them, we'd have to win the last 3 games of the season, and I assume there would be an extra playoff game. But in addition, we are tied with the Yankees, and we are fighting it out for that last playoff spot. You can see we've kind of faltered the last 10 games. We're 3-7. We've lost 3 in a row, whereas the Yankees are kind of on the up and up. So I wanted to play these last 3 games. It's going to decide what happens, whether we get in the postseason or not. We're starting with Chris Sale against Tampa Bay. So let's get started here. Okay, so as we take a look at the starting lineup here, I'm going to go sabermetric. I want to have our best hitters hitting first, basically. But otherwise, that looks good. Again, we've got Chris Sale on the mound making his 34th start of the season. So here we are in the Rogers Center. We're going to go till runners in scoring position here. And in the bottom of the first, we've got Bichette at second, Biggio at first with Zimmerman at the plate. It's going to be 2-2 to Zimmerman. Lined into left field. That's a base hit, and that's going to score a run. And it's going to score 2, actually. Here comes the throw. He is safe. So a 2 RBI double for Zimmerman, and suddenly it is 2-0. Yu is going to be up at the plate next. And he lines one into center field, a base hit. Zimmerman coming around to score, and he will score. So a 3 spot here in the first inning so far. Going to go till runners in scoring position again. You can see Yu at second, Kai at first, Zach Granite at the plate. Lefty, lefty, ground ball to first, and it might be a double play. No, they won't. It's a fielder's choice. So it'll be first and third with 2 outs for Reese McGuire, our new starting catcher this year, and he will walk. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Lazaro Armenteros. I mean, it'd be weird to pinch hit in the first inning, but I'm going to take a look here. It looks like they've got Brandon McKay on the mound, and he's actually a 2-way player, I think. I mean, he's certainly got the ratings. So, I mean, honestly, against the lefty, I'm thinking Ryan Braun. You know, he's not the best defensively, but he's definitely better than Lazaro against left-handed pitchers. And let's see what happens here. So it's 1-1 to Braun. Ground ball to short, and unfortunately, they're going to get the force out at second to end the inning. I'm not even sure I'm going to keep Braun in the ball game. Yeah, with that lack of range, I just don't think I want to do that. So let's get Teoscar Hernandez in here. That's probably going to be the most pinch hitting I'll do this whole series. But anyway, thought it was worth a try. So going till runners in scoring position, and unfortunately that's a home run for Tampa Bay in the second, but Sale gets through the rest of the inning. Now here in the top of the third, 2 outs, and Vidal Brujan, I guess, is at second. And Austin Meadows is at the plate. 0-0 to Meadows, and he lines one into right field, and that's going to be an extra base hit. So Tampa Bay cuts the lead to 1. Tommy Pham at the plate next. Sale, 5 strikeouts, no walks so far. And that is going to be his first walk given up, actually. Still can't get out of this inning. We've got lefty-lefty, though. 2-1 to Sanchez. Ground ball weakly hit, and he is out at first base to end the inning. I was really worried that that was going to be an infield hit, but we get out of that one. And now we've got Yu at second, Kai at first with Zach Granite at the plate. Nobody out. We're going to let him swing even though it's lefty-lefty. 3-2 to Granite, and he will walk, so the base is loaded. Nobody out. And Reese McGuire at the plate. 1-2 to him, though. Line center field. It falls in, a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. And so now a 5-2 lead for Toronto. See if Teoscar Hernandez can keep it going. He takes a 3-0 pitch for a ball. So the base is reloaded with nobody out. And here's Guerrero. 2-0 to him. Gone! Grand slam! And we can sim the rest of the game. Yep, 10-4. We take the first game. So what a huge game. The grand slam from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So let's sim ahead the rest of the day, see what the Yankees do. They end up losing, so we are now a game ahead of the Yankees. So now, heading into Game 2, we could clinch a playoff spot here with Luzardo on the mound. So I think we're going to keep the same batting order as last time. The Rays, again, are throwing a righty in Honeywell. Anyway, we're going to go back to runners in scoring position. We get through the top of the first. And here in the bottom of the first, with 2 outs, we've got Bo Bichette on second with Zimmerman at the plate. He's been turning it around this year, and he lines one to right. Deep to right, and it's caught, unfortunately. Diaz makes the catch to end the inning. We get through the top of the second, and again, we're striking here in the bottom of the second. Kai at second, Granite at first. McGuire at the plate. It is 1-1 to him, and he will ground one to second. Could be a double play, and it is a double play to end the inning. So the Rays turn 2. Nothing happening in the third inning. Here in the top of the fourth, though, first and third, nobody out. We got to think about the bullpen. I think we're going to warm up Junior Fernandez. He was kind of our best guy, so if we need someone to come in quick, I think that's going to be the guy to do it. I am actually going to do a mound visit now. And Junior Fernandez warming up. Obviously, you hate to take out Luzardo so early, but you got to be worried about letting this game get out of hand. Going to move to double play depth and see what happens here. So 1-0 is the count, and that's going to be a pass ball. So in comes a run, unfortunately. It's always a bummer of a way to have a run come in. Obviously, we don't need double play depth anymore, and it's going to be 2-0 to Adames. And he's going to line one into left field. That's a base hit. Up to second goes Adames. He'll actually stay at first, but it is going to be first and third. Again, nobody out. Fernandez still warming. This is hard. This might be the last batter for Luzardo here. We're going to go back to double play depth, and it's going to be 2-0 to Escobar. He pops one up in foul territory, though, and that's going to be an out. It looks like he dives into the stands, at least Kai does. Fernandez still warming, so we're going to have to pitch. And I forgot to move to double play depth, but it's going to be a fly ball anyway. And it looks like it's going to be a sac fly. So the Rays get another run here. And with Fernandez ready, it's no longer a high leverage situation. So let's see what happens to Barnes before we make any decisions. 1-1 to him, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. Should end the inning, and it does. We get the force out at second base. So 2-0 Tampa. Fernandez is ready. I hate to sit him down. Luzardo's at 61 pitches through 4 innings. I hate sitting down a guy, but I think I'm going to stick with Luzardo for now. Nothing happens in the 5th, so now here in the 6th, we've got Luzardo at 67 pitches still. And unfortunately, it is first and second with nobody out. Maybe should have thought about warming someone up. I doubt Fernandez is actually warm. Yeah, he is cold. But let's do another mound visit. Luzardo only at 77 pitches. Let's move to double play depth here. And it's going to be 3-2 to Adames. He hits one to right center, but that looks like it's going to be caught. And it is caught out there by Granite. So 1 out, still first and third, though. And it'll be Escobar up next. 2-0 to him. Fly ball to right field. I think that's going to be another sac fly. That is very deep, though. Out to the warning track for the second out. It'll probably be the last batter for Luzardo with the lefty-lefty against Shaw. That's going to be a passed ball. Well, let's see what happens against Shaw now. Ground ball to first, and that should end the inning. It does. And let's bring in Fernandez. So here in the bottom of the 6th, we've got Luzardo on second. Vlad Jr. at the plate, but it is 1-2 to him. He lines one into center field. That's a base hit. And in to score is Luzardo for the first Toronto run, so it is 3-1. And it'll be Bichette up next. And he's going to line one into right center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Guerrero up to third base. Still nobody out. And that will bring up Biggio. 0-0 to him. Fly ball to right. It's a little shallow for a sac fly. And Guerrero's actually going to stay at third base. And so next up is Zimmerman. 0-0 to him. And he will ground one into center field. A base hit. We are not going to go to third base with Kiermaier in center. That ball's also just very shallow. But a 1-run game. And now it'll be you at the plate. Little popper to center field. That's going to be an easy fly out. So 2 gone now. Can Kai do any damage? 70 contact versus righties hasn't been great. He flies one to center field. Kiermaier moving over. Looks like he's going to grab it, and he will to end the inning, but we cut into the deficit, which is great. Now with Fernandez on the mound here in the 7th, he's been dynamite, and he gets through the inning. We'll actually have him start the next inning, but we'll start warming up Robinson. But here in the bottom of the 7th, we don't get anything, so Fernandez is going to start that inning. But let's, again, like I just said, start warming up Robertson. I don't know why I keep saying Robinson. I know it's Robertson. Go till runners in scoring position, and Meadows at second with 2 outs. Apparently Robertson is still warming, so we're going to visit the mound and then bring in Robertson here. But let's see if we can get out of the inning. Adames at the plate, and he hits one to center field. Granite moving over, he makes the grab to end the inning. So still a 1-run game here in the bottom of the 8th. Let's go batter by batter with Bo Bichette leading it off. Swing and a miss. So that is a strikeout for Bichette. Now Biggio at the plate next. Unfortunately, 2-2 to him, and might have a similar fate as Bichette. And he does. So 2 outs now. Let's just go till runners in scoring position. And they get through that inning. Now let's see what Robertson can do. Yeah, no problems there. So let's see what happens in the bottom of the 9th. You leading off, and it is 2-0 to him. And that's lined right field, and it will get down for a base hit. So you on first base. He's obviously got some good speed. Anyway, with the lefty-lefty Kai at the plate, you know what that means. It's time for a pinch hitter. So let's go with Ryan Braun. He is the token hitter against lefties. So let's see what happens. 2-1 to Braun. Ground ball to second base. Could be a double play, and it is a double play. So that means 2 gone in the 9th for Zach Granite. Do we want to get someone in who's got a little bit of power just in case they can hit a home run? I think we do. Let's bring in Kevin Smith, and we'll see what happens here. And Smith with a fly ball into right field. It is pretty deep, but moving over is Kiermaier. And it'll be actually the right fielder, Diaz, who makes the catch to end the game. So unfortunately, we lose by a run, so no division for us. Let's see what happens to the Yankees. And it actually already looks like they won. So it's all going to come down to this final game with Andrew Triggs on the mound. Only 3 games started this season. Oh man, we can't go with Chris Sale. Yeah, he is exhausted, unfortunately. So we're going to have to win it with Triggs and basically hope that the Yankees lose. So the Rays this game have a lefty on the mound, so we're going to have to keep that in mind as we construct our lineup here. Really, we're going to have to stick with Granite, unfortunately, but let's move Lazaro ahead of Reese McGuire. Kevin Smith will be in the game as Biggio is taking the day off versus a lefty. We've got Braun batting third. I think that's okay. He is very good against lefties, has been at least this season. And here in the first, already a man on second in Meadows, and Sanchez at the plate, 2-2 to him. Ground ball to third. Guerrero moves over, and it's going to be an infield hit. So, unfortunately, Guerrero's strength is not defense. It is now first and third with 2 outs, and 3-2 to Travis Shaw. Ground ball, Bichette up with it. Throw to first is in time to end the inning, so we skate by here in the first inning. And now in the bottom of the first, already Guerrero on second base. Bichette at the plate, and it's 2-2 to him. Lined into right field, that's a base hit. Guerrero heading home. No, he's going to stay at third. So it is first and third with nobody out for Ryan Braun, who pops one up high on the infield. So that's going to be out number 1. And it will be you up next. 1-2 to him. Unfortunately, he strikes out. So 2 gone. And our last hope here in this inning is Ryan Zimmerman, who lines one to left. A base hit. And so the Blue Jays score first. Now it'll be Kevin Smith. 1-0 to him. And he flies one into center field. And a diving catch by Kiermaier. Oh man, that's too bad. Here in the second inning, we get through with Triggs. And now, in the bottom of the second, a nice start. We've got Lazaro and Reese McGuire. Oy, do we want to go lefty-lefty with Granite? I actually forget how much worse he is versus lefties. He's not bad. I actually thought he would be worse. So anyway, 3-2 to Granite. Ground ball to short. Could be a double play, but hard to turn that with Granite's speed, and he will make it to first base. So now Vlad Jr. up. First and third, and he hits one very high to left field. Hopefully that will get the runner in, and it will. So it'll be 2-0 Toronto. Now Bichette up next. 1-1 to him, and he lines one to third into hole. So another runner in scoring position. Got to hope for good chance with Braun, and he gets one into center field. Running home is Granite, and he will score. So it's now 3-0 Toronto. Full count to you, and he lines one deep to left. Off the wall. 2 runs are going to score. And you heading all the way to third. He is in there with a triple. So 5-0. Now Zimmerman up next. 1-2 to him. And he hits one to right field down the line, twisting towards the line, but it will be caught by Sanchez to end the inning. So Triggs here in the top of the third. Nobody out and a man on second. Let's see if he can work out of danger. 1-2, and that's going to be hit in the air to center field. Moving over is you, and he makes the catch. So Brandon Lowe up next, and it is 0-2 to him. Ground ball to second. Smith up with it. He makes the play to first. And the Rays' best hitter, Austin Meadows, at the plate with a man on third, lined into right field. You coming in. He can't get it. And so it is a base hit, and now the lead is 5-1. Still not out of this inning. It's 3-2 to Sanchez. Meadows has made his way to second base, and that's a line drive to left field. It will fall. 2 runs now in for the Rays. And it'll be Shaw up next. Running to second base. I always forget to hold the runner. And now it'll be 2-1 to Shaw. Line to left. Twisting. And a diving catch by Armenteros to end the inning. So a little bit of a rough inning from Triggs. Let's see how he's doing at 65 pitches. Yeah, 2 strikeouts. Anyway, we don't get anything in the third inning. And here in the fourth, 2 outs and a man on second for Yandy Diaz. If he gets on, we're going to start warming someone up. But Diaz strikes out to end the inning, so we get through the fourth. Nothing in the bottom of the fourth. You can see here in the top of the fifth. Triggs with 85 pitches. Definitely time to get someone warming up here. I think we're going to go with Justin Anderson at the moment. So let's see how Triggs does. And it is first and third with 2 outs, so let's bring in Anderson for this final batter here. Decent effort by Triggs, especially assuming Anderson can get out of this inning for him. So let's see what happens. 1 and 2, and Shaw grounds 1 to Smith. That ends the inning, so we get out of danger. We don't get anything in the 5th, and here in the top of the 6th, you can see Kiermaier on second. Let's see who's coming up for the Blue Jays. So I see a lot of lefties. Let's start warming up Bergen then. Anyways, right now, Diaz at the plate. It is 0-2 to him, though, and he will strike out to end the inning. So Anderson dancing out of danger. Okay, so here in the bottom of the 6th, 2 outs and Granite at second base for Guerrero. 3 and 1, actually, to Guerrero, and he will walk. So now 2 runners on for Bichette, and it is 2-2 to him. Ground ball to first, though, and that's going to end the inning. So we don't strike here in the 6th inning. We're going to have Bergen go in the 7th. A lot of lefties coming up, and Brujan, who is at the plate, is better against righties, so hopefully this works out. He gets through the 7th. Bergen on 12 pitches, so we'll have to start warming somebody up next inning. But for now, here in the bottom of the 7th, we actually get 2 runners on base in Yu and Zimmerman. So Kevin Smith at the plate. We do have a righty on the mound, so let's think about going to Biggio, actually. And in fact, I'm going to bring Biggio in the game for this pinch hitter spot against Strotman, and it's 2-0 to Biggio. Ground ball up the line, and it's going to be an easy play to first base. The runners do move up, but there are now 2 outs. And I could go with Kai, but he hasn't been good either, so I think Armenteros is our best bet. 3 and 1 to him, though. And he drives one deep to left field, and it gets down. I thought that was gone, but a 2-run double. So it is now 7-2 Toronto, and that is great news. Let's go through the rest of the half inning here. So Bergen's still in the game. I'm going to start warming up Nicasio here in the 8th, and then we can go to Presley for the 9th. All right, so let's see what happens with Bergen. He makes it through the 8th on his own. So let's bring in Nicasio for the 9th. I just think it's really important that we win this game. And let's just do the half inning here and go till runners in scoring position. The game is over, 8-2 your final. And the Yankees also win, though. So it's going to be a tie-breaking game, and then we go to the wild card game. This is nuts.